Hey folks, this is Gray here, and today we're going to be talking about a hatchet. If you're a hatchet type of person, then this video is most likely for you. Alright, so in this video we're going to be talking about the Oknife O-Tackle A1 mini hatchet. That's a mouthful. And I did a video of its counterpart, the larger version of this. As you can see, there's basically, this one here is a lot smaller than the full-size hatchet, which I use this one a lot. And this one here is something new that I plan on using and experimenting with. I haven't had much use with this, but basically it's the same material, the same steel, the same everything as this hatchet, but on a smaller package, which might fit more so inside of, let's say, a small EDC like a satchel or bag, or maybe it might make a better pack axe than something this large, depending on what your needs and what you're doing with it. Now, there is some key differences in these two. Like I said, they're very, very, very similar in regards to the material that they're made with. I did not go out in the woods and use the smaller counterpart, the mini, but if you want to see kind of what this blade can do, because they're, like I said, very, very similar, I'll attach the video somewhere up here. It'll pop up and do its thing, and you can watch that video where I'm using this hatchet out in the wilderness. But in this video, basically, we're going to just kind of go over a close-up look at the mini hatchet, look at some of the specifications, and kind of go over some of the uses that I could see using something like this for. The sheath that it comes with, we'll go over the material as well, the handle, the metal, and all that jazz on the back bench, because doing it from here, you guys can't really see the full details in the mini hatchet itself. I know that at the time of this video, I think that the sale will launch today when the video drops, if I drop it today, hopefully. So I don't know the sale price on this, but I'll have all the links in the description, as well as any discount codes, because Obuy did send this hatchet to me for review, as well as some of the other reviews I'll be doing throughout this week, because every holiday, a lot of folks out there are doing sales, so why not capitalize on sales if you're looking for something of this nature to add to your preps. All right, enough of me talking. You know, I have diarrhea of the mouth, folks, my apologies, but we'll go on the back bench and kind of go over the hatchet and whatnot. So let's go ahead and hit back there, and then we'll come up and wrap up with me my final thoughts. All right, folks, as you can see here, the handles themselves are pretty much the same. They're G10 handles. You can see the size difference, really. This one here is about 9.92 inches, and it comes in about 16 ounces, so roughly about a pound. So a lot different than this iteration here. But as you can see, they're very similar in regards to the makeup of the two axes, or hatchets per se, and other than the bottom half here where you have kind of like a pry bar, kind of like also a nail puller kind of situation going on down there. Anyways, I already did a video on that, so we're going to go ahead and take this and put it to the side. But I just kind of wanted to show you, just kind of give you a reference in regards to the two. What I'll do real quick is I'll take off the sheaths and kind of give you an idea of the blades and how they look and compare real quick before we take this one out of the equation. All right, so as you can see, the blades themselves and the makeup are very, very similar. As you can see, that hammerhead on both, the way they're attached, and just that blade size right there. I don't know if you can kind of see a good comparison. Maybe if I hold them up next to each other to kind of give you an idea of the two. Slight difference in that blade head. But all in all, like I said, it's the same material. We'll go over the material here in a second and go over some more specifications of the mini. But yeah, I like the fact that it's a small form factor, because I have some ideas on how I can use this. But all in all, it's pretty much just a smaller version of the larger hatchet itself. All right, so mainly some folks may ask, you know, again, this is a G10 handle. A lot of folks know what G10 is. It's just a durable composite that a lot of folks use on knives, hatchets, and various other outdoor gear. The metal itself, and this is going to sound like a mouthful, but it's 50 CR 15 MOV steel coated with a black titanium. It is a full tang, so that means, but basically full tang just means the full length of the tool itself. Usually when we're talking about knives, you can kind of see it kind of goes through the handle itself all the way down to the bottom. Now, some people may ask about that type of steel. I mean, it has excellent mechanical qualities, strong corrosion resilience, and its toughness. It's a very tough, durable steel. Funny enough, it's some folks may ask, it's a German steel. It was developed by a German company called the ThyssenKrupp, if I got that right. If not, correct me down in the comments. And that company is actually well known for producing Swiss Army knives, or not the knives themselves, but the steel used in those knives, just because it's such a durable metal and very sharp and whatnot. Again, this thing is pretty compact and light, coming in again at a little under 10 inches, a pound for its weight. I think this thing is ideal for something, let's say, camping or backpacking, or other outdoor activities where weight and space is a major concern. Again, I think I like the titanium coating. Someone had left a comment on a previous video that I did in regards to titanium coating. It's just an additional coating for corrosion resistance and stuff like that, along with the blade edge and stuff. There's more to it, but I don't want to go dive so deep into it that you get lost in the video itself. Again, the handle itself is a G10 handle, very ergonomic, you know what I mean, and the way it feels, the way the textures, you feel like that comfort grip right there. And when it's wet or slippery, you still got to kind of, it's going to stay in your hand. The hatchet slash hammer, it's kind of like nice because you have that chopping aspect, and then of course you have that hammer aspect. So I like that fact of having a tool that has multiple options that you can use for it. I like the detail and the ridges in that, and I don't know that these hatchets actually hold their edge pretty well. Depending if you're familiar with, sharpening stuff like this, because this thing is very sharp. As you can see, I've done some other tests earlier in a video that I was working on with a knife that I'll show you guys here probably the next day or so. But anyways, I think that everything has a purpose, and something this small and compact can definitely, reduce the weight in your pack or whatever that you're trying to do, carrying something like this. Or if you plan on carrying it on your, your belt or whatnot, with the included sheath that it comes with. The sheath is Kydex. It does have an adjustable belt clip, along with straps for security. Has a lanyard hole if you need to use that as well. So I like it that it has a dual thing, so that hatchet kind of stays secure. Now, one thing I did want to mention, I do like the fact that if you wanted to add some sort of strap to this, be it, 550 cord or something else that you see fit, you can add that with that little lanyard hole. And it does have a kind of like almost that with that full tang, you can use this as something to break something with. I wouldn't say so much as a pry bar itself, because it doesn't have that beveled edge on there to kind of get underneath stuff. But other than that, you get a nice compact hatchet with a hammerhead on there as well. And I like the fact that they have this so that you can remove that. Some people, when I've read and watched other reviews on products of this nature, say sometimes these will come a little bit loose. What I've done, because you can remove this if you ever had to replace this thing here, so of course that's a nice option to have. But if someone doesn't ever, they feel like that's too loose, I haven't had any issues. Here, I'll show you the larger one. Sorry, it gets a lot of use. As you can see, I've been banging stuff with it, chopping stuff with it, prying stuff, and just kind of using it and abusing it for quite some time now. And the wear on it's still good. The axe itself is still sharp. So the reason I bring this one out is just to kind of give you a comparison, because I've used the crap out of this one, and I have not used this one yet. But being it's basically both G10 handles, both the same steel, both the same hammerhead, I can see the durability in this, because this one I beat the crap out of, and I figured if this one's gone through all that kind of trials and tribulations, this can handle very much of the same. Outside of the size, like I said, it's going to be really something that you, the viewers, would kind of decide if you want something in a larger form factor or something small, or maybe both. Maybe this is for certain things that you have in a place, and this one is going to be for other spots that you may want to just carry every day as like an EDC, because this, to me, this is kind of large for an EDC hatchet. This one kind of would be more applicable to that kind of situation. But again, I always look forward to reading your comments and your thoughts, because just because I think this way may be different than the way you think in regards to EDC and what you would carry out in the woods and, its uses and whatnot. Other than that, that's kind of an overview of the Oknife O-Tackle A1 mini hatchet, kind of doing a bit of a comparison of the O-Tackle A1 hatchet. But I think it should be a pretty durable piece of equipment to have. It's up to you. Do you need something like this? And what are the uses? What could you find the uses for? Do you have a preference in large or small? You know, those are the kind of questions that I always ask you, the viewers, because I'm curious to know what your thoughts are, because it kind of helps me, you know, shape the material that I'm sharing with you guys on the channel in regards to these type of reviews. Other than that, let's bounce back to me and wrap this video up. All right, so that was the O-Tackle A1 Mini Hatchet. Again, such a mouthful to say, right? Just want to say mini hatchet, but I want to give you the specifics of the brand and whatnot. I think it does have a purpose. It is very durable in its construction and whatnot, like kind of we discussed back there going over the specifications and whatnot. I really do like it. I want to put it to its test and kind of play around with it. So far, the larger counterpart, the full size, has done me justice, and I showed you. You can see the wear on the other one and how much I've used it, but this definitely has a place in what I would say into a EDC carry versus something that I use this for on more of my hiking expeditions and some of the other larger tasks that I have at hand, just because of the weight and power of this. So again, I always like to kind of get your guys' feedback on stuff like this. What are your thoughts on the A1 Mini? Would it be something that you would carry? Do you like it? You know, is it something that, you know, maybe you can give to, it's such a small form factor that's something that you could train the kids on, maybe train the wife on and then kind of move her up onto different things, or grandma or somebody else, or just someone who's not familiar with the hatchet. Do you think something like this would be more applicable to them? Or would you just have them jump to the larger thing just to get comfortable with that weight? But again, any of the information, if you guys want to see the sale price or some more specifications on this thing and kind of just dive into the sale that OBI is having for the holiday, which is St. Patty's Day or spring sale, kind of a mixture of both, let me know down in the comments. Always love and really enjoy reading your comments. Other than that, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you got any value at all or just enjoyed me rambling at the mouth, hit that thumbs up button. If not, do what you got to do. Just remember, folks, you are not alone. This is GreyMan. I'm out. I'll see you guys at the rebound. God bless. And again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.